Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome on in for our second series of this evening. My name is IceColeBrew. I'm going to be commentator and caster for the Week 7 Pinnacle Cup Best of 5 series between Sloth, Dark, and Shawnee State University. At this point in time, I am still waiting for one of the teams to show up, so let's go ahead and break down the action on what we got going on for you. Sloth, Dark, currently 4-1 with JP Marvin Zenith, both having great season so far, just behind Shawnee State University, who the Bears have had the most impeccable run at a perfect 5-0 so far. Sloth Dark actually coming out with 3-0 against Evil Burgers previously, and having some very strong leaders on their team as well. Marv being one of the top 10 in goals, while over on the Shawnee State side, Taco Stash and Slayer at 2nd and 6th respectively, both at 20 and 14 for their goal total. Part of the top 10 runs so far on their side. Marv trying to make sure the rest of the team is involved, also getting the actually been the main star of the show. So far his team is not on the top 10, but on the Shawnee side, Royals with 22 saves and 12 assists, tied for 5th in assists, but Taco Stash with 14. Pardon me. So it's understandable why Shawnee State University has had a perfect 5-0 record so far. However, they do have a little bit of a blemish where they sometimes will drop a game or two in their run. They were 3-1 in the past week, 3-1 in the week before, and 3-1 in the very first week as I bet season. And that is going to rattle my ribcage a little bit. But at this point in time, we are currently waiting on one more team to join. As is the method for Ascend Tournament Series, they have 10 minutes to join. I will say they have about 5 minutes left because we did have, I'm sorry, it's 2 minutes left. I can't read my own time. They do have about 2 minutes remaining before they have a Game 1 forfeit. I'm going to now ping their lead in order to make sure that they know. At this point in time, folks, we are, of course, waiting for some action here. We did just come out of a 3-0 sweep where 100x Solace took out Striker Vroom, ending their season with a perfect note, in my opinion. They played very well. They were actively looking for passes, and they've been assisting each other the entire time. And they built up pressure against their opponents at that 1700 to 1899 MMR level, near SSL rank. Here at Pinnacle, it's 1900 plus. At the very peak of where you can go, you are going to see these rank B teams, these B plus teams, able to perform in weeklies. And of course, with that, a bigger prize pool happens where it's $300 prize pool provided by the sponsor at Sporty FC as well. This is upsetting. In the meantime, folks, just to keep you up to date on the action that happens on this channel as well, as always, our music is provided by Christopher Escalante. You can go to ChristopherEscalante.com to have him commission for your own music as well, for your own personal broadcast. He will create a performance track that is perfect for you. Go find him on Fiverr as well. He will be able to provide you music there. All right, sounds like we are having the teams join at this point in time. Make sure I am following the match rules here. Have to 5 minutes sent to both captains, which was in months. Yep. At the... Actually, I will probably end up having to give a Game 1 victory over to Shawnee State at this point in time. Can I ping admin? No. This is a... frustrating thing. Alright, I have to be the admin instead of a caster at this point in time, so give me one moment. Here, I'm actually going to show the playthrough screen at this time, just to show that there's only 4 people in the lobby. No one from Sloth Dark, and Shawnee State University is currently here with Taco Stash, Adverse, and Slayer. Also want to check one more thing. All right. I'm just confirming with them what the rules are. So... Alright. Let me make sure I have my bar up to date. As we have everything set and ready to go. All teams have joined in the lobby. We are starting off with Game 2 at this point in time. Right now, Shawnee State University, the Bears are in the lead by 1 game due to a 10-minute wait. JP, Cometh, Zenith, and Sandsbar on the pitch in the blue for Sloth Dark. Shawnee State over in the orange. It's going to be Taco Stash and Slayer on the side with Adverse. And they have to be ready to play here as that rotation from Sandsbar is going to get pinched out into the corner. JP caught out of position. Zenith able to pick up the ball. Gets countered by Adverse. Won't fall through. Slayer slays Sandsbar. Sends that ball off to the side. Drops it down, and that's going to be Taco Stash taking the first goal. Beautiful shot from Taco Stash as the ball gets set up. Finds a beautiful double tap. And now Sandsbar looking for a first goal for the team, but that's going to wing off to the left side of the orange post. Minute gone by, Slayer taking out Zenith. JP looking for a defensive space. Zenith comes in on the left spawn point. Sands goes to challenge. Zenith will pick up the savior, though. As Adverse is going to pick up the second goal with the assist from Slayer. Beautiful setup between them. Slayer banging that ball hard off the ceiling into a waterfall right into Adverse's waiting hands. And now heading into the third kickoff, Adverse able to force this one through, finds a moment just after the kickoff, and will score the third goal. Beautiful setup. Just under 90 seconds gone by so far. as Taco Stash sets the ball up. Zenith pops it off to the far side, looking for some reprieve. Taco Stash not going to give this one up. Takes another demo on their opposition. Between Slayer and Taco at the moment, the entire Sloth Dark has been caught in the dark, just with how aggressive this Bears roster has been. Slayer, upfield to Taco. Taco, control. Just a low 50 doesn't work out here as that ball heads around the corner. Taco pops it up onto the backboard. Slayer denies. Denied by JP. Taco's names make me focus entirely on him because I wish I had a Taco Stash. Slayer pops it towards center. Adverse ready and waiting. Sends it up for a double tap, but JP will come through on the backside. Taco Stash drops it down center. JP almost on target. Gets one more chance. Redirects. Picks up his own shot and will find a goal for the first time for Sloth Dark. Just over half the game remaining. 2-goal difference. Sloth Dark finding some light in the tunnel. Looking to overtake Shawnee State University. JP now, low 50, trying to counter Slayer. But with no boost and no time and no assistance, has to just hope for the 50 to work out. Taco Stash up towards the net. Has some help from Slayer. Slayer comes in for the pickpocket. Beautiful setup. I love this low 50 from Taco. And a little bit of help from Adverse as well. Dangerous play overall, but because of that kill, because of that confusion, Sands being so far out of position provides that opening for Slayer to pick up a 4th goal for the team, bring back that 3-goal lead. Now, ball popping off. Double demo on the pitch. Adverse on target. Zenith with the denial. Taco stunked down by Sands. Adverse over to Taco. Gets denied. Ball falling back. Zenith looking for a center. Up for a bit of help. Just out of position. Taco looking for a connection to Slayer. Call blocked. Just that reaction time from the Bears has been very impressive, where they're just trying to anticipate and dunk. Zenith coming in to help out JP, playing that last-minute defense, able to get the denial, but won't be able to get the ball out in time. Instead, that ball is playing upfield just over 90 seconds. Zenith on a breakaway, 1v1 against Slayer, has Taco in the background. JP goes up. Sands has a chance to show out. It's going to go up high. No boost. One more touch. Denied. JP off the post. And it will not convert on this run. At the half-court line, Adverse picks up, drops it for Slayer. JP counters off the ceiling, drops the ball for Zenith. Zenith wants to redirect, but wants to keep away. Just a bit too far on the outside. 60 seconds left to go. JP takes flight. Slayer comes in, crowds the airspace. Lucky break for Sloth Dark as Zenith drops the ball, sends it up ahead. JP fires towards the back of the net. It's going to be Sandsbar dropping the ball down, not going in. Slayer, one more. Taco's going to go for a back pass to no one. Instead, Adverse looking for an upfield to Slayer. Slayer looking for some blood, trying to cleave through JP. However, will not hit that armor class. Just a bit too evasive. However, will strike true when it comes to slaying the goal. Off the assist from Taco Stash. Just catches that opening. Sandsbar was waiting for the drop from Zenith, but that challenge from Taco was too perfect. Ball over towards center. Slayer tries to go for the upper 90, but it's a bit too far out of reach for him. It's going to be Taco. Back to center. Clear across. Adverse looking for one more chance. Back pass to Slayer here. Ball dropped down. Taco tries to help, but it's getting stuffed instead. JP over to Sands. And with a 4-goal difference, game 2 is going to go over to Shawnee State University. Match point Shawnee State at this point in time. We're going to move on to map 3 here. Impressive run from Shawnee State. They were ready to play as soon as the game started off. 22 shots total. Pressure, momentum making the difference here. As we're going to move on to map 3. Zenith ready to play. We're going to go into the 3rd map as of now. Sloth Dark needing a reverse sweep here in dangerous territory. As we start off game 3, Shawnee State up 2-0. Taco's going to find an upper 90. No, denied by the crossbar. The legendary 4th man coming off the bench to assist. At crossbar is dangerous territory, though. Slayer's going to pop this ball up high. JP with the opening, goes for the double tap, denied at the gate. Sands was there to help, but won't be able to break through. JP scrambling to put that ball in the corner. Zenith pop up high. Sends the ball over to the net as Taco gets denied. Adverse with the assistance. Going to bring the ball around. Drops the ball towards left wing. Wants to give it up to Slayer. But the ball's going to be a bit too far out of reach. Zenith challenges over to JP. Sands in the corner. Going for a double tap. Can't follow through. Slayer puts the ball back. Taco looking for a center. Has a pop-up. Incredible touch, but Adverse puts it a bit too high. Goes for a double tap, but overextends, and Slayer can't find the goal with Zenith in the way. Sloth Dark trying not to go quietly into the night. Adverse ensuring Sandbar goes loudly with an explosion into the graves. Now Slayer has an open net. Will drop this ball inside. Double commit on that wing at the half-court line. Gave it up for Sloth Dark. Zenith on kickoff has had some incredible looks so far. Same with JP and Sands. However, they have yet to be able to convert on a run. Sands, close angle, won that left post. Good look, but denied. Just brought it in a bit too tight. Zenith goes for a follow-up, but Slayer beats him out. JP dropping the ball. Sends it off to the far right wing. Going to be Adverse going up to challenge JP. Over to Zenith. Zenith looking for a redirect. Bit too high. Not enough for Sloth Dark to give up on the run. Slayer looking to cleave through the back line. Can't find purchase. Instead, it's JP going for a dunk. Tried to come down off the ceiling, but the ball was just too far away. That ball's right in front of the net, though. No one's able to help out Sands. JP goes for the chance. That's going to be an own goal from Taco Stash. Sands bar ties it up 1-1. Just a bit too much of a cluster in front of that net. Some confusion. And I think Taco just panicked in the moment. Goes for a flick. Puts that ball into the net. And that's going to bring it to a 1-1 tie before the half. Zenith over to JP. JP back to Sands. Sands gets dunked, but not without winning the 50. Zenith takes out Adverse, but Slayer takes the ball. I'm smelling incredible food from downstairs as Taco Stash upfield, backfield to Adverse. Slayer, flip reset on target. Sands gets a save. Incredible touch from Sands. JP playing the crossbar, perfect. Not enough boost on the Sloth Dark side, but at least enough to find some motivation, some momentum. JP with another incredible save. They've been unstoppable on that backboard. No wonder they've gotten demoed the most. Now picking up a savior. Slayer over to Adverse. Zenith with the counter, but Adverse wins out. Taco on the right post. Back pass to Adverse on net. Sands with another save. Slayer just quick to react. Sands just wants to get one more touch. Slayer just wanted to drop it down to Taco, see if they could get the opening. Instead, forced to give it to Adverse. Adverse will pick up the goal, and now it's a one-goal lead in favor of Shawnee State University. The Bears taking the lead at this point in time. They have momentum behind them. They have so much pressure as well. They put so many shots on net that has forced the Sloth Dark to slow down that offensive push. JP on the backboard, Sands. As Adverse pops the ball towards Taco. Taco will be challenged by JP. Doesn't really have a lot of space to make a movement either. Sands goes in a little bit too quick. JP won't find that pass. Instead, it's going to be Slayer upfield down the center line. JP looking for a second goal. Can't take flight. Doesn't have the clearances. Adverse invading the airspace. Adverse taken out, but that ball's to Slayer. Denied by JP. Zenith upfield. JP can't get up fast enough. JP's just trying to keep this ball on that orange side of the pitch. They need to put some pressure on that back net. They need to force the error. They need to take control of this game, or else it will be a 3-0 victory, and the perfect season will go to Shawnee State. Zenith picks up the boost, goes for a ground to air. Just not enough space. Ball towards center. Zenith takes flight. JP onto the left post. Can Zenith find a touch? No. Slayer back to JP. JP, not a lot of boost. Slayer with the bump. Zenith can't find the touch. 3-0 victory to Shawnee State. Taking that #1 seed in Group B. Taking the 6-0. Shawnee State proud of themselves at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, you can't argue with results. The way they played, that overwhelming pressure gave them all that momentum to take over the net, and they found perfection on their strikes. That first game that they played gave so much momentum. Now this next game that they played, albeit it was a 1-goal difference, but it was the passing plays and the setups and actively looking for each other, where they were able to utilize demos and bumps, confusion on that blue side of the pitch that provided that opening for Shawnee State to win. So closing it out in a 6-0, they will take the top of their group. And with that in mind, folks, thank you so very much for joining me on this broadcast. That's going to close it out for me at the end of the night. We're going to find some more action for y'all to go into. I believe I know some folks broadcasting some RL. Going to double check and make sure this person is live before I send this over to them. But folks, thank you once again. If you're watching this live on YouTube, please go ahead, drop a follow down below. As always, shout out to Christopher Escalante once again. I know I mentioned him earlier, but he's just so wonderful. I want to talk about him again. ChristopherEscalante.com to commission him for any music piece that you need, any esports music. He will set you up for victory. Now, in the meantime, we're actually going to head back to see 100X Solace continue on with their victory for the night. They're going up against KCG 5CE. And if y'all would like to join me for that ride, please do so here as we head over to Tasers RL. Well, folks, thank you so much for joining me once again. I will catch y'all next time.